Hey guys, King Wampa here. Today I wanted to talk to you about picking the class that's right for you. As a new player, there's going to be a lot of decisions to start with, and one of the biggest ones is going to be what class do you want? I'll start by just breaking them down to what's a melee class and what is a ranged class. The melee classes are going to be the ones where you have to be right up against the people to be able to fight them. And a range class, you'll be able to obviously shoot from a range, either magic or arrows, bullets, whatever. For your melee classes, you're going to be looking at warrior, paladin, rogue, shaman, monk, druid, and death knight. All of these ones have a melee option or a melee only option. For ranged, you're going to be looking at hunter, priest, shaman, mage, warlock, druid, and that's it for the ranged only options. Or, well, some of them have other, like druid has other options too. Now it's going to come down to what spec do you want to play. There is damage, there is healing, which will obviously be your healers, and then there's tanking, who are going to be the ones at the front of the lines. Usually they'll be more of a leadership role, and it's going to be your job to keep all the enemies focused directly on you and keep them off of everybody else in your team. Depending on what you're looking for, there's a couple of different choices that you can make. There is pure damage classes, which will only be damage, but they will be the usually higher on the charts. You can get a tanking and DPS class, which will let you pick who you want to be at different situations. There will be healing and DPS classes, where you can either choose between healing and DPSing, or there will be multi-classes where you can change at any time to either one of the three specs. Now, for damage-only specs, you're looking at hunter, which is ranged, a rogue, which is a melee spec, a mage, which is a caster and range spec, a warlock is another ranged caster, and that is it for the damage only classes. If you want something that can damage and tank, then you are looking at the melee warrior, a melee paladin, a melee monk, a melee druid, or a melee death knight. Those will be your only tanking classes, and all of the tanking specs are going to be melee. If you're looking for something that will let you heal and DPS, then you are looking at, again, paladin, priest, shaman, monk, and druid will all let you both heal or DPS depending on what you want. And if you want something that will do everything, there is paladin, which has a melee tank, a melee DPS, and a healer. There is monk, which has a healer, a melee DPS, and a melee tank. And then if you're really looking for variation, there is the druid. The druid class has a ranged caster, a melee DPS, a melee tank, and a healer class. So you can pick anything, basically any combination that you want, you'll get with the healer, which is, it makes it a good class if you're really unsure. But other than that, you don't get a whole lot of other choices for classes. You'll notice that each race only has certain classes available to it. So what you're really going to want to do is, depending on how important it is, you can either pick your race first if you really want a specific race, or if you want a specific class, you can just pick your class first and then just cycle through and check out who gets it. So like a shaman, you can only be an orc, a tauren, a troll, or a goblin, or, well, Pandarans too. So if you want a shaman, then you have all of those choices for it. But if you need to have a blood elf, then you're gonna have to pick something that a blood elf can actually be. Anyways, that's about it when it comes to classes. I hope you guys found this guide helpful, and if you did, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.